Hello everyone, this is the Commander, and today I'm going to review The Bad Batch Episode 5, Rampage. And in this episode, the Bad Batch goes to Ord Mantell, which we have heard of before. I don't remember when it showed up, but we've definitely heard of this planet before in the Star Wars universe. And they go there in search of Sid, and the Bad Batch asks this alien if they know Sid. But then Omega comes up and says, "You're Sid," to this alien, who we now know is Sid. So it's kind of force sensing there from Omega. Very interesting. Could hint that she's force sensitive. I'm not making this prediction. I've just heard other people making this prediction. So I'm just going to say it right there. And I think it's very much possible. It wouldn't be too unique to have her force sensitive. Yes, she's a clone. Maybe they could do some whole segment into force sensitive cloning, and that could get interesting. But to have another force sensitive child in Star Wars, it's getting to be a bit repetitive, and I don't like it. So yeah, we know that it's Sid then, and they ask her who the bounty hunter they encountered in the last episode was. We know it's Fennec Shand, but they do not know at this point. But then Sid says that they have to do a job for her and find a kid, Muchi. So the Bad Batch goes to the Zygerian ruins, and we know the Zygerians from the Clone Wars. They're slavers, and they make money off of slavery. Yeah, they're not very good people. And so yeah, they show up again. This is not their native planet. They just have these ruins that they have an operation at. And Omega stays on the Bad Batch shuttle while the Bad Batch goes to the ruins. But the Bad Batch is captured by the Zygerians, and they think they found Muchi because he's like this alien kid. But then the Zygerians search the Havoc Marauder, which is the Bad Batch shuttle, and they they cannot find Omega because she goes out of the ship. And then Omega is able to free the Bad Batch, and they learn that Muchi is actually a young Rancor, possibly the one from Return of the Jedi. I've heard some talk about this. I don't know if we know for sure. And then they were able to capture him after some fighting, escape the Zygerians, and return to Sid. Then Sid tells them that the bounty hunter they encountered on Pantora, it's Fennec Shand, who is a young and capable bounty hunter. And we also learn that Sid is working with Bib Fortuna, who works for Jabba. We know him from the original trilogy, and he also appeared in The Mandalorian. He was killed by Boba Fett. And then we learn that Rancor belongs to Jabba because Bib takes it. And that's where it could hint that this is the Rancor we see in Return of the Jedi. It's very much possible. I don't know if it's confirmed or anything, but that's just a little Easter egg. And then at the end of the episode, Sid said to Hunter that you guys must be pretty good or something to have such a good bounty hunter in Fennec Shand chasing after you. And that kind of hints that she might report them. So yes, it's kind of a shady character. We don't know if she's good or bad. But yeah, so overall, I know this episode just kind of uninteresting, like episode 4, like episode 3, like episode 2. It's a really bad string of episodes, to be honest. Episode 1 was very promising. It was basically the Clone Wars, but later, so I don't know what they could do. Bigger battles, it's an idea, but with so few people on the rebel side, even though they're not called rebels yet, they are rebels. It's just kind of boring. Yeah, Rebels succeeded with that, the show, They did have some slow episodes in Star Wars Rebels, but they're not back to back, and they contributed something. And this episode did very little other than world building and all that kind of stuff. We also haven't seen Crosshair since episode 3, I believe. That's fine. But yeah, we need bigger plot points. Like, I understand this bounty hunter and stuff, it's okay, but it's the Bad Batch, and I think of clones in the Empire when I think of the Bad Batch, not bounty hunters. They could make a separate show for bounty hunters if they wanted to do something like that. We already have the Mandalorian. I hope we get to see some things like the Camino and Uprising and all that stuff. As I mentioned, maybe some kind of plot point on Force-sensitive cloning. Who knows about that? But if the next episode doesn't do much, I'm going to have to consider this as not the best of seasons. They made it seem like the 8th season of the Clone Wars, but it's really not turning out to be like that. So yeah, that's my opinion on this episode. Please make sure to subscribe and like. And this is the Commander signing out.